All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are talking about a journey, but, not to some far-off place. This is a journey to a totally new state of being. We're going to explore something that has the power to reshape, well, pretty much every single corner of your life, and that is the path of discipline.
So, let me just start with a question for you. What if just one single choice, one you make today, and then you repeat it tomorrow, and the day after that, what if that one thing could completely change the entire path of your life? I know it sounds like a massive claim, right? But honestly, that is the powerful promise at the very heart of what we're talking about today.
And this idea, man, it's captured perfectly in this quote from the source material we're looking at: "A man who controls himself controls his life." Now, let's be clear. This isn't about, restricting yourself just for the sake of it. No way. It's all about empowerment. It's about you becoming the architect of your own life, instead of just being a passenger along for the ride.
Okay, so where does this journey even begin? Well, it's not out there somewhere in the world. It starts right here, inside you. Our first stop is all about building what you could call your inner fortress. We're going to see how discipline literally forges the core of who you are.
Think about things like confidence, pride, self-respect. You can't just wake up one day and decide to have them. They don't work like that. They have to be earned. They're the natural result of actually keeping the promises you make to yourself. Every single time you choose the hard right thing over the easy wrong thing, it's like you're making a deposit into your own personal self-worth account. You start to genuinely trust yourself, and that trust, that's what makes your own voice stronger.
And here's the cool thing. Discipline is kind of like a two-sided coin. It's a force for creation, but it's also a force for destruction, in a good way. On one side, it systematically starves your bad habits. You know the ones. Procrastination, making excuses, mindlessly scrolling on your phone. They just start to wither away because you're not feeding them anymore. And then, in that space you've created, that's where discipline unlocks real, actual personal growth.
The source material we're drawing from lists strengthening willpower as a huge benefit, and that is just the perfect way to think about it. See, willpower isn't some fixed thing you're either born with or you're not. It's a muscle, plain and simple. The more you work it out with these small, daily acts of discipline, getting out of bed when the alarm goes off, finishing a task you started, the stronger it gets. And that makes those bigger challenges down the road feel so much easier to tackle.
So, once that inner fortress is solid, the effects start to ripple out. It's like you're upgrading your own personal hardware and software. So in this next part, let's look at how discipline sharpens both your mind and your body. And hey, just to give you a little context here, everything we're talking about today is pulled from this amazing source list of 75 powerful reasons to get on this path. We're just scratching the surface, really, but it just goes to show you how deep this transformation goes. It touches pretty much every single part of your life.
Okay, look at this, because this makes the change so real. On the left, you've got that reactive state. We've all been there, right? The constant brain fog, feeling like you're always getting sick, just sluggish. But then look at the right. When discipline becomes your new operating system, you get crystal clear decisions, a stronger immune system, and high energy levels. You literally go from just trying to survive the day to actually commanding it.
And the physical upgrades are just as amazing. When you bring discipline to how you eat, sleep, and move, the results are incredible. We're talking about your posture just naturally getting better. You start getting that deep, quality sleep that actually recharges you. Your mind feels sharper, you're more alert, and that becomes your new normal, your new default setting.
But look, this whole transformation, it isn't just an internal project. It's not something that only happens inside your head. Once you've solidified that inner world and you've optimized your mind and body, that positive change can't help but ripple outward. It starts to transform your actual external reality.
And that right there is the ripple effect. When you start operating with discipline, you build this incredible momentum. It's almost like a law of physics. All of a sudden, opportunities seem to just find you. Those goals that felt like they were years and years away, they start happening way faster than you ever thought possible. And yeah, it might feel like life is finally on your side, but what's really going on is that you've aligned yourself with how progress actually works.
And you know what? That momentum has a huge impact on your social life too. Just look at how this builds. It starts with people respecting you more. From there, you start making more real, genuine connections. And that ultimately leads to this natural quality of leadership. It makes perfect sense, right? When you respect yourself enough to be disciplined, other people can't help but feel that and reflect it right back at you. You're not asking for leadership, you're earning it with every single thing you do.
Okay, so this brings us to the absolute peak of this journey.
We've built the foundation inside, we've sharpened our tools, mind and body, and we've started to see the world around us change. Now we get to the ultimate destination, finding your purpose and leaving a legacy.
See, this is the point where discipline stops being just a simple productivity hack and becomes a full-on philosophy for how you live your life. It's the framework that lets you live with real, unshakable integrity. It helps you build a strong moral character, and it allows you to finally connect with a deeper sense of purpose. And that right there is the difference between just living and living for something.
And this all leads us to one last, really powerful quote from our source. And I want you to let this one really sink in for a second. Discipline is choosing who you want to be. It's not a punishment, it's not a prison, it's the ultimate expression of your own freedom. Every single disciplined choice you make is like casting a vote for the person you want to become.
So as we wrap this up, the question really isn't, is the path of discipline worth it? I mean, come on. Our source gives us 75 rock-solid reasons that say, heck yes, it is. So the only question that really matters now is the one you see right here. What will your first step be?